In this video, I want to focus on the Powerups collision. Now, currently, the way we're doing things is through the developer settings. So we have our, collision presets for the walls, the debris, various collision channels, that kind of stuff. So what we want to do is go ahead and make a new entry. And this here will be we'll call it the Powerup collision preset. Now we just need to make a getter. So get Powerup collision preset and return pretty much the exact same thing the others are doing. So just Powerup collision preset. And that's it out of here. So we have that information. We are good to go. So next up in our Powerup, let's go to our Powerups module, .build.cs. Let's make sure we go ahead and add as a dependency our core module. So that way we can actually use the preset. So pretty much, and this could honestly be kind of anywhere. We could do it begin play, wherever we want, but we're going to do it in the on rep, and we can do this before, anything is actually loaded. So we're going to grab our Powerup mesh component, and let's see, I'm not sure if I want to do it in, I guess it doesn't really matter. I was thinking about how I wanted to handle it collision wise. So let's go to being blind. Just for example, view double points. So we may have to generate our own collision. So you can see there's the collision that's been generated by default, which is not, good. So there's a couple ways we can do it. We can have our own custom collision in each one of these meshes, which would simplify things, or we could have a dedicated component just for this to handle checking for the on collision events. So in our case, to keep things simpler, I'm just going to use them in the actual Powerup mesh, and we're going to configure the collisions inside of the engine. So in here, we want to go ahead and set the collision profile name. And from there, we want to go ahead and fetch our USKG zombies developer settings, get Powerup collision preset profile name, or get Powerup collision preset. Let's see, it should be, name. And that's pretty much it. So we don't care about updating overlap, so we're going to set that to false. Then make sure we have our developer settings included like so. So once we have that, we should be good to go ahead and handle it. So let's go ahead and restart the editor and set up our preset dedicated just for Powerups. So we need to make sure that we handle this, right? Because we want it to ignore basically everything except for the player pawn. That's pretty much it. Like, that's really the only thing that we want to have overlapping. Okay, go to our project settings, go down to collision, and we want to make a new preset. So let's call this one, we'll do a Powerup. Then in our case, let's see, we're going to do query only, don't care about physics, object type. I guess it really doesn't matter. But we want to ignore everything except for pawn. For pawn, we want to overlap. So let's go ahead and accept, and that should be pretty much good to go there. So now in our zombie settings, go to our Powerup collision preset and select where is it at? I guess I need to save and reopen that first. So let's close down our project settings, reopen them. And there it goes. So now we can select our Powerup. So let's save all. And the way we can test that this is working is by being able to run through the Powerup, as well as the Powerup, not flinging the zombie like so. We can walk through it, and that is good to go there. So the idea being, once we ourselves, the player, overlap, we want to fire off an event a overridable function that can be used to handle pretty much whatever we need in all the child classes. So it's going to be kind of like this single function that we just override that does stuff. So with that said, I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.